Hi, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Sonder Social. I'm so excited for you all to join me this evening. I'm really excited. We're nearing the end of the month. I don't know about you all, but January always feels like a really, really long month. But this time it felt like it went by a little faster than I anticipated. So we're nearing the end, but I'm really excited to have you all here with me. We have almost 100 of you dialing in tonight, so very excited. And we're also nearing the end of the work week, so I'm happy that you all are here. Okay, and before we get started, if there's anyone that is new to a Sonder Social, please say I'm new. We want to give you a warm welcome. And for folks who are returning, welcome back. And just Jen gave a great reminder. Make sure to set your chat to everyone. Sometimes the Zoom just kind of auto defaults to hosts and panelists, so make sure to set that chat to everyone. And yeah, and I'm dialing in from, can you guess which city? San Francisco. So that's where I am. And I'm joined by Jen, who is dialing in from Texas. And it is a little icy out there, but it's warming up. It's warming up. It's just still a little cold. So I'm so excited for you all to be here with us tonight. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right. So because we have a few newbies, welcome, welcome. I just wanted to reiterate kind of the guidelines. So just a reminder to be kind and courteous to yourself and others, no promotions or spam, respect everyone's privacy, no hate speech or bullying. Any product and accessory questions or customer care inquiries can go to our hello at silkandsonder.com. And just remember Sonder socials, especially these ones where we're like really diving into the theme of alignment. You get the most out of these socials because we give you a lot of tips on how to answer some of these prompts. You get a lot from your community at Silk and Sonder amongst all of you. It's how we all interact with each other is through the chat primarily. So there's a lot of great wisdom that you all share with each other as well, and it really enhances kind of your introspective journey with Silk and Sonder. So I'm really excited for you all to be here, and we'll go ahead and get started because there's a lot that we got to cram in this hour. So let's start off by talking about this month's theme of alignment. So I know we're nearing the end of January, and January has felt like a long month for some of us. But and you've probably been, if for folks that who do go to a lot of socials, you probably have talked about alignment quite a bit. But let's just really kind of rethink about, like, kind of really ground ourselves into the theme of alignment because we are going to dive into it quite a bit this hour. So, when we think about alignment, it's really thinking about kind of how we're identifying our values and how are we kind of associating what we're doing with those values. So, thinking about kind of when and on the flip side, when you're not in alignment with your values, how do you feel? Like, I know there was a period of time in my life not too long ago where I felt like everything was just like completely off from my values, and I felt really, I felt like really out of control and not feeling like I felt like my confident self. And so I think it's important to remember, like, if things aren't in alignment, it throws us off quite a bit, and there's a lot of emotions that come with that. So thinking about kind of what alignment means for you is really important. And I'm glad that we kind of have spent a couple, like a month, just kind of thinking through what alignment is for you. And it's a great way to kind of dive into 2026 as well. So, with that, we're going to start off. I'm going to give you an agenda of what we're going to cover. So, we're going to start off with an opening activity, and then we'll dive into the dream life activity on page 16. And then we'll do the alignment filter on page 19. Okay. So for this first activity, go ahead and flip to a blank page in your journal. If you lost your journal, that's okay. You can do this on a blank page. And you can go ahead and do this on a blank paper if you want. So, really just focus on this activity for the next couple minutes. And basically, the activity is you're going to plant seeds that will flower as a result in our lives. So, thinking about alignment is about integrity, ensuring that the seeds you plant are consistent with the person you actually intend to be. So, think about kind of what that seed is for you. Write down a value you want to live by, identify an action. What is one aligned action you can take to bring your routines into harmony with your spirit? What is the weed? Write down one habit or thought pattern that pulls you away from your value. And then think about the alignment bridge. So write one sentence, because I value my seed, I will practice my action even when I feel my weed. So I will keep this up as a reference. I'm going to show you an example of what I did. So a value for me is love, and aligned action is really showing up as emotionally available and making sure I'm expressing my needs honestly and being able to be receptive to care. And then my weed is self-protection through comparison or maybe kind of avoidant nature or withdrawing. So, making sure I don't do that. And then my alignment bridge, the sentence that I create is because I value love, I will practice openness and emotional honesty even when I feel the urge to compare, retreat, or protect myself. So that's an example of how I took this, but I will give you all some time to write out your alignment bridge and identify the seed, the action, and the weed, and then you can craft your statement. So I'll give you all some time and we'll regroup in a few minutes. All right. Thank you all for sharing your alignment bridges. I know there's a lot of great conversation in the chat. I love all of your alignment bridge statements. They're so powerful. I want to capture this chat and like transfer it into Sonder Club because it is just gold, what you all have written. And I would love to just kind of share this with the world. It was so beautiful and so authentic. So thank you so much for taking part in this activity and sharing your alignment bridges with us in the chat. It was a really fun to read. So thank you all. We will now move on to some more writing. All right, get ready, get those pens ready. So we're going to move forward with page 16, which is your dream life. I know we love to vision board, we love to visualize, at least I do. January 1st hits and I have my Pinterest vision board ready to go. And now we get to actually really dive a little bit deeper. So, what do we want to be? What do we want to do? What do we have? Really visualizing it from from an imaginative source. So, really thinking through kind of who do I want to be? What am I doing? And thinking about what you have. So, we're gonna break this up a little bit so I'll kind of walk you through the be, the do, and the have. And then we'll spend some time working on each of the boxes. So I'll walk us through it and then we'll kind of go ahead and spend some time writing and reflecting because I know it'll be pretty a lot of writing on your end. So for the B, I want you to focus on kind of your internal state. So focus on how you move through the world. Think about how you feel in your body. Think about how others experience your presence. So, how do I feel most days? What energy do I carry? How do I treat myself? How do others feel around me? So think about kind of those guiding questions as you envision who you'll be. So really think about kind of what that is. Of course, like you don't have to keep it about like you're like that can just be kind of the guide. So like say you're like I want to be maybe you're not a mom yet, but you want to be a mom. So maybe you can say I want to be a nurturing mother. And then you can expand upon that. Or maybe you want to be at X stage in your career. So maybe you kind of talk about that. Or you can even have like a list of things that you want to be. So there's a lot of things that you can write out things you want to do. So think about kind of what fills your days, how you live. Think about patterns or experiences. How do you contribute? How does your time feel? How do you allocate your time? Like, what are you doing with that time? So, what are you creating? What are you exploring? What are you building? What dreams do you have? How do you spend your morning routines or your evening routines? What are you doing in your work that feels meaningful to you? Sometimes I know for me, I struggle when I'm in my day to day, taking a step back and being like, is this like what's important to me truly? Like, is it this or is it something else? Is this in alignment with what I want? So thinking a little bit kind of high level, how do I move, travel, play, rest, and connect? So really think about these as like kind of guided questions. And then for the have, so think about this isn't necessarily material. Think about it from a vantage point of like support. So, what do you have in your life that makes you feel full, spacious, and safe? So, what relationships do you have? What kind of a home do you live in? What level of freedom or stability do you experience? What resources support the life I'm living? So, really thinking through kind of what that is. I think that would be really helpful. I know, like, for me, I'm still in like a stage in my life where I'm not really at the place where I'm like fully settled in my career or in my personal life, but I'm in kind of like my bridge dream home and my bridge dream life because I feel like I'm excited about my career and I feel like I love my apartment and it inspires me. So I really think that when I think about my future, my dream life, I'm thinking about, okay, what happens after this period of life, after this phase? What do I have? What do I envision my life looking like? And really thinking about visualizing what that is, what support I feel, and kind of what does that feel like on a day-to-day basis. So I will give you all some time to really think about it, and write it down. So we'll start off with the be do. I'll flip between these two slides so that you have them as a reference guide. But I want to reserve the majority of the session playing some music because these are very personal and very unique to you based off of what you want, what your values are, what's in alignment with you, and kind of where you see your life headed. So I'll go ahead and give you all some time and we'll regroup in a few minutes. I just want to check in and make sure everyone's doing okay. I know these are very reflection heavy, and it's also very enlightening. I don't know about you all, but I feel like it's very inspirational as well. There's very few times when you can be like, I'm gonna dream big and I'm gonna envision my life and what it's gonna be, and it really kind of opens your eyes into what you want. Like when we're little, we are always taught to dream big and always taught to really visualize. And as we get older, like there are very few moments where we get to do that, and we should continue to do that, and it's really important. Um, so especially as we get older. So thank you all. I'm gonna keep you all. We're gonna still stay on this page, give you all a couple more minutes before we move on to the next activity. But I'll go ahead and give you a little bit more time, and then we'll regroup in a few minutes. All right. Thank you all for spending the time to carve out your dream life, and identifying what you want to be, what you want to do, and what you want to have. We will now move forward to the next activity. Oops, on page 19. So go ahead and flip the page to page 19 for the alignment filter activity. So we're going to break this up a little bit. We're going to start off with that first section at the top where you're setting out your 3 to 5 statements that reflect on what it means to you to live in alignment this season, and really thinking about what those statements are. And then we'll go through kind of that filtered process on the bottom. So I want you all to take a deep breath. I know we just did a lot of writing, and a lot of dreaming. So take a deep breath, and just think about kind of what those statements are. So really be present tense when you're writing these statements. So I choose, I'm practicing, I'm learning to, anchor to your values, not outcomes. Think about kind of how it feels energizing, not heavy. If it feels like it's like too much, then just maybe take a step back and really think about being honest. It's not about perfection here. Like, it doesn't matter. No one's grading you. No one's even reading this. This is for you. So really be honest with yourself about kind of what you want this to be. So what those statements are for you. So yes, no journal police, as Marissa said. Statement starters. So, this I kind of gave you a kind of a bank of ways to start your statements just in case it's not coming to you. So, this season alignment looks like I'm choosing to live in a way that dot dot dot. I honor myself by dot dot dot. I'm letting go of dot 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 and making space for dot dot dot. Even when it's uncomfortable, I choose dot dot dot. So, for me, I'm gonna say I'm letting go of half in, half out relationships and making space for somebody who chooses me as much as I choose them. So, like, that's an example of what I think is in my alignment statement. So think about kind of what those are for you. And I will give you all some time to write out your 3 to 5 statements. And we will regroup for the next section. All right, we will now move forward with the next part of this exercise, which is the alignment filter. So I know that this was kind of a hard exercise when I tried it. And I think the way I did it was I first wrote out my alignment check because it's kind of easier to define my values. And then I went through the filtering process where I did like my decision or choice, adjust or accept. And that's kind of how I framed it. But you can also, on the flip side, take it the other way and look in retro and think about kind of the decisions and the choices you've made, and just describe what it was. And then your alignment check will be kind of, okay, what values do you feel like are just kind of in alignment with who you are? So think about what those are, just writing those out. And then you can do kind of look at your decisions that you wrote down, look at the alignment, and then you can do that last category, whether you adjust or accept. So an example would be, I feel like one of my choices was to advocate for myself at work. I did this yesterday with my boss as review cycles got pushed out for a couple months, and I felt like something that was promised to me financially was not materialized. And I felt like it was not in alignment with what was like, it was in alignment with my expectations when I signed my job offer. So, I expressed my discontent in a, in a way where I felt like, listen, I don't want to dwell on the past. I want this to be corrected for the future. So, going forward, given how much impact I provide at this company, I would like to be fairly financially compensated going forward. So, thinking about kind of your values and how you feel like you are valued in your career is really important. So that's kind of how I would say, like, accepted in a way where chose to let that go, but I adjusted in a way where I wanted to advocate for myself so that I felt like I had, I have an increase coming my way. So things like that are really important to me. So yeah, so think about what that is for you. And yeah, I would say another example is I felt like when I was living with my roommates, I felt like it was not in alignment with who I was. I was feeling like I was maybe feeling like a little more negative or snippy. And that's just not who I am on a day to day. So I think moving out to my own place was really important. And it really helped me adjust. And that was has made my life a lot better. So there's just certain things that we just need to do an alignment check for. So I'll give you all some time to reflect on your alignment filter. Just remember, there's no right way to do this process. So if you want to start out with the decisions, you can start it that way. If you want to start out with that alignment check, those values in the middle, you can definitely do that. So really think about kind of what that is. Okay, and then we will regroup in a few minutes. All right, we are nearing the end of our hour together. And I am freezing cold, so I'm gonna close this. But Oh, I feel like this was such an exciting hour to spend together. I think it was a really great way to tie up the month with this theme of alignment. I hope it helped you kind of think about what is in alignment, what is out of alignment. I hope it made you kind of feel inspired to really identify what those dreams are of who you want to be, what you want to do, and what you want to have. And I really hope that this is just the beginning. I mean, this is the beginning of the year. So there's a lot more that's going to unfold in the next couple months, let alone the year. So I'm excited for each and every one of you to be fully aligned going forward. All right. So thank you all so much. I know we had such a great hour together. What a great social. Yes, these were deep. These are not easy to do. So it's always great that we get to do them together. So thank you all for spending that time for yourselves and for each other. Make sure to share your pages with us in Sonder Club. We would love to see kind of what you wrote down if you feel inclined to share. I know these are a little bit personal, but I love the alignment bridge exercise if you want to share that. So thank you all so much. And then also just to kind of show you, we have a birthday bash. So we are turning 7 years old. This company is turning 7 years old. And there's going to be an exclusive event next month, February 18th. So make sure to check that out. Jen just popped the link in the chat. And also, she dropped the YouTube link, which is going to be Maya's first baby. Yes, Jeno. The company is always the first. And just remember that, like, the YouTube has all of our recordings for all of our past socials. So if there's something that you missed in the past month or something that you kind of want to look back at, there's all of that content there for you as well. So make sure to check that out. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We will regroup hopefully for the next social. I know I have a lot of socials that I'm stage managing in the next few days, I think with Jen O. So hopefully you get to come to one of those and set up your February journals with us. But make sure to check out all of the upcoming socials in the Eventbrite. There's also a link directly in the app, so make sure to check that out. And then we also have a bunch of other products at Silk and Sonder, including the Life Coach product, the Event Plan, Elevate Planner. There's a lot of fun products for you guys in addition to your subscription. So thank you all so much for spending this hour with me and Jen. We love to see you all, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening and week. I'll see you next time. Bye.